morning, evening, afternoon, or whatever the heck you're watching this. My name is Evan.
And my name is not Nathaniel, except it is.
And welcome to Nerdin' Out. You guys helped us come up with the name. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of comments voting for Nerdin' Out, so I think a lot of you caught the fact that it's in and out, but it's also just nerding out at stuff.
Yeah,
so I had actually forgotten about that.
Yeah, it was a very overwhelming decision, I think.
It was like 5,000 to like 2, right? No, it was
not that many people.
Not that many.
But that was the overwhelming decision. And thank you also just for the feedback and just for the helpful criticisms. And, you know, thank you for having grace and realizing that we're new at this and we don't really know what we're doing. So, yeah. So we'll move right into the news.
Well, actually, before that, how was your Thanksgiving, Evan?
Oh, well, my Thanksgiving was very good. Spent a lot of time with my family, eating food and falling into a food coma on the couch.
Yeah, I think I fell into several of those. Kind of like Alice in Wonderland falling into the hole. It just felt like it never was going to end.
Right.
Anyway, falling into the weekly news, like I was interrupting Evan.
Clever. Very clever.
That was probably the whole reason for me saying that subconsciously.
Oh, so you don't care about? You didn't care how my Thanksgiving went?
No, I actually do care.
It was just for your. It was for your
I mean,
self-indulgent transition.
A little bit, but also you didn't ask me how my Thanksgiving was, so I'm a little bit hurt.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Oh, thank you. My Thanksgiving was pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah, I also spent it with family. I did talk a little bit about the coma, but that was me inserting myself. So.
Okay.
Black Friday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but what about Black Friday?
What about Black Friday? Well, if you're a gamer, PlayStation Store online has 50% off of most games, and they have a lot of bundle deals where you can get 2 games for 50% off. So you can get something like
stuff.
Rainbow Siege 6 and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands together for I think about like $40.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good deal. So
yeah.
Get in on the action while you can.
They also got some stuff on Xbox Live and Amazon, and just everywhere's going crazy right now.
Yeah, with
whether
Black
it's
Friday.
physical or digital, just get on it. Cyber Monday is this Monday, which is probably
Yeah.
going to last a week at a lot of places. So
Oh yeah.
Too bad I'm broke. I would have bought a lot of stuff, so maybe it's better that I'm broke.
Yeah, money's tight for me at the moment too. I can't exactly. So guys, go and buy stuff, and we can live vicariously through you.
Maybe you should send us some gifts or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Thank you. Getting on the Christmas giving early, I guess.
Never too early, except it is. What do you think about early Christmas celebrations?
I mean, I don't mind if you start celebrating Christmas like on the first day, like on December 1st. I don't mind, but wait for Thanksgiving to be over. Wait for November to be over. Like what I can't stand is Halloween.
Yes.
And then straight into Christmas. It's like, especially here in America, we have one more holiday. We have Thanksgiving, then Christmas.
I kind of like celebrating Thanksgiving before Christmas starts.
Yeah, I do.
I just feel like it's kind of edged out and just like trodden over a little bit.
Yeah, it's just people don't want to listen to, or people don't want to celebrate Thanksgiving anymore for whatever. You know, I don't know.
It's weird.
Anyway,
Thanksgiving movies. Coco came out this week.
Yeah.
So it's Pixar's new movie. It's about Day of the Dead. I saw it. You haven't seen it yet, but I would recommend everyone go out and watch it, especially if you have Mexican heritage.
Yeah.
It is, even if you didn't like celebrate Day of the Dead or anything like that, there's a lot of stuff in there that is just very, very culturally entrenched, and
That's good.
I can't. So I don't want to spoil anything. Let's just say go watch it.
You're restraining yourself very much.
Very much.
You really want to talk about it.
I do.
You really want to talk about a good movie rather than what we're going to talk about.
I mean, yeah. Pretty much.
Anyway, so stuff that we're into lately. I'm a huge weeaboo, and I love anime, but more specifically, I love Dragon Ball Super. And I know that's like a really vanilla anime to like.
It's not that vanilla.
I mean, it's like most people, if not everyone, knows what it is. So
yeah, but I feel like more people. It'd be more vanilla if you only watched Dragon Ball Z, and that was about it.
That's true. That's true. I will give you that one. Thank you for making this somewhat redeemable.
You got a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of strawberry, and some sprinkles. You're fine.
I'm Neapolitan. I'm a Neapolitan anime lover.
Sure. Let's go with that.
It's like, sure. But yeah, I love it, and it's very nostalgic for when I was a kid, and they're doing a really great job with the current arc that it's on. So I'm really enjoying it. So.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier, and you said that they had some nice animation in the last couple. Episodes.
The last 2-3 episodes have been animated beautifully. So I'm
Awesome.
really happy with the work that they're putting in.
Great.
And I appreciate it. Don't listen to what the rest of them are saying. Akira Toriyama, I love you. I love you.
Shout out.
Shout out.
If you can even understand this,
Please listen to our podcast.
just retweet us on Twitter. I don't even know if you're on Twitter.
You
But so I have been watching The Punisher.
Yeah.
That is Netflix's new Marvel show. So I've watched, I think, 4 episodes so far, and it's pretty good. Really violent, as you would expect, but yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
And I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey for Switch.
How is that? I've that kind of came out of nowhere for me. I have no idea where that came from. No, because it was for a while it was like Mario and the Bunnies.
Right.
And then all of a sudden Odyssey came out of nowhere, and I was so confused. I thought they were the same thing for like half a second, but then I realized it was just the hat is weird, right?
Right. So basically your hat possesses other creatures. You throw it at something like a Goomba, and you will go into it and you move around as a Goomba. Or you move around as a Bullet Bill, or you move around as this weird growing plant thing. So he takes over a lot of different things, and that's like the core mechanic, but it's still Mario platforming, and it is so good.
Really?
But it's so easy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
so
kind
there's
of a
like
bummer.
a trade-off, but the thing, I'm fine with it being easy just because it's so fun. Like, I've not had that much fun with a game in a while.
I feel like
it's just pure
I
fun.
feel like some games, like the toy box kind of style games, where you can kind of just go and do whatever you want and have a bunch of fun. It doesn't necessarily have to be difficult, but if there's like a lot of different ways to do something,
Yeah.
and if it's not like really challenging, it could still be fun. I think so.
Definitely.
Unless you're someone who finds joy in challenges, then you're weird.
You're weird, and this might not be the game for you. It's definitely not the game for you.
What's the word for people who enjoy pain or inflicting pain on themselves?
Oh man, I feel like it's is it masochistic or is it
Yeah,
sadistic?
masochist. There, I wanted to say pessimistic, but then
No,
that wasn't right.
I mean, they probably are also pessimistic if they like pain. So
I don't know why I thought
yeah,
pessimistic.
but
It's weird.
it's definitely a good game. I'll let you try it out sometime.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't really even like touched a Switch
Really?
like that much at all. Like I know on Friday there was like a youth event that I went to in my church, and one of the kids brought their Switch.
Oh.
And that was the first time I ever used the Switch or played
Right.
the Switch, and they had that like boxing game
Right.
with like Springman or
Oh, that's right. Arms.
Arms. There you go. I didn't know the name of it, and I played as Max Brass.
Max Brass.
That is
What a name.
like my favorite character in that game.
The big stocky guy.
He is amazing. He's my favorite. I love
Nice.
him, and I love like his two like sock and bopper hammers.
Yeah, and he's like really.
And when he goes
big
into
and
burst
bulky.
mode, he just like slings his hands out, and then just like it almost looks like he's just like slapping you, just like
with
like
his giant hands.
No, I love it. It's so
It's a really unique game.
like if any game like I go play that. That's fun. That's addictive.
I
But-
actually haven't played it yet.
It really.
Yeah, I haven't. I played some of the other Switch games, but I'll have
You
to try it
play.
out.
You played Breath of the Wilds, right?
Yeah, I played Breath of the Wild. I played Mario, Mario Kart, Splatoon 2, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
And one more, Rhyme. I played Rhyme. That was an indie game. Yeah.
I think it's time for us to move into our main topic, Senor.
I hope we do this topic justice.
I see what you did there.
I mean, it was easy because that's just an easy pun.
That is like the lowest hanging fruit. How dare
It
you?
is pretty low.
Like-
It's not like in Tartarus where I forget what's his name. That guy's like reaching for the fruit and he's like in water and he's like eternally reaching for the grapes, but he can never reach them. Have you?
Right.
In the Greek legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about. Yeah, but
That's my attempt at trying to be
oh gosh,
literary and
it's
just
so
you
bad.
know
And
intellectual.
And someone who hates puns. How dare you? You. Wow,
I'm sorry.
How'd you do that to me?
I'm only a little bit sorry.
Don't lie to me. Okay, so Justice League.
The super.
No.
Just Justice League.
It's just Justice League.
Okay. It doesn't have a
Even-
weird name this time.
No, it's not Justice League, Dawn of Boredom. No. And okay, we're gonna try to be as unbiased as possible, and even Nathaniel wearing his Amazing Spider-Man shirt
Yes, represent.
that he wore to the theater
During the movie.
during the movie, we will be as unbiased as possible. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the good. Then
So
the bad, and then
are we
the-
gonna go into major spoilers, or are we? What are we doing?
Yeah, this will be spoiler alert. That's we're
You've been warned.
Yeah, issuing that now. It's been out for about a week now, and also it's not great. So, but to be fair, we thought it was going to be terrible, but we were pleasantly surprised, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to put a score to it, what do you think you would do, or do you think you can do that?
I think we should save that for the end.
All right, let's do that.
Because then going into this, I had my expectations really, really low, and I think that helped it a lot.
I think so.
Yeah, both of us
for
had
me.
our expectations really low. So first, the good. There were good parts in this movie, right?
Definitely the
Yes.
Flash.
The Flash. Okay.
Barry was hilarious. I feel like he stole the movie.
Actor's name Ezra.
I don't know what his name is.
Ezra Williams? No, not Ezra Williams. But yes, he is amazing. He steals the show. He is inherently funny. Whether it was Zack Snyder's scenes or Will Wheaton's scenes.
Joss Whedon.
Josh Whedon. Will Wheaton
Joss.
is Joss.
Joss. We don't want him to sue us for getting his name wrong.
Joss
That's not a
Whedon.
thing.
Sorry, Josh. Don't sue me. Whether it was Whedon's scenes or Schneider's scenes, the Flash was funny.
He was just consistently funny, and he
Yep.
was my favorite character. It was funny because he's kind of like in the audience's position where he's kind of reacting to these superheroes and
Yeah,
just
a
kind of
little bit.
nerding out over them, kind of like Spider-Man did a little bit with Iron Man.
And like
And Civil War.
Yeah, I agree. No, yeah, there were moments where because this is Barry Allen's first experience with other superheroes. Like
Right.
there's a line where he even says, "I'm not used to this. I usually just like push people and run away." Like he's not used to being like the noble superhero saving the world. This isn't his thing.
And
This
he's
is
got
all
like
new.
all sorts of fears too. He's afraid of
Uh-huh.
drown. I thought it was really funny. He talked about being afraid of drowning because who isn't afraid of drowning?
I think that's just like a natural human.
Yeah, so I thought that was really
Instinctual
funny.
thing.
But he has just a lot of fears, and it's
Yeah.
just really funny.
Yeah, he's just very like like schizophrenic almost, kind of very sporadic with his talking and just kind of like his personality. But I liked Aquaman. He didn't. I liked him even though he didn't get a lot of he didn't get a lot of like character development.
Yeah.
He was still a fun character. I enjoyed him. He was like the cool bro that you go out with, and he was like the one-liner kind of catchphrase guy. That was his thing.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask who you thought the weakest character was, and you know what? I was gonna say Aquaman, but honestly, I think Batman was probably the weakest character.
Okay, they did not do Batman right in this movie.
No, he just was
like
not
they
really-
flipped what they did right in Batman versus Superman, and they flipped it around. He's not the same.
No, and there was like a lot less Batman than there was actually Bruce Wayne. There was quite a bit of Bruce Wayne, I feel like. At least dialogue-wise.
Okay, the thing is, though, I feel like it was split 50-50, but the thing is, though, Batman just... He wasn't Batman. I don't know. There's something... He was off. Like, he wasn't that gritty 20-year veteran that he was in the previous movie. He, like, lightened up a lot in this movie.
Definitely.
Like, he was cracking more jokes and stuff that Batman doesn't do.
He also didn't do too well in combat. He there was quite a few times he was on the ground.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, I think the idea or the joke, or I don't know if it's
Is
a
that
joke.
he's
I
just
think
old
I
or
think
just
I
like
think
the
his whole plot line is that he's getting old and he can't do this anymore, or
Right.
he can't do this much longer. So I think that's the idea, and that maybe they're gonna move on from him at some point, or that he's trying to get Diana or Wonder Woman to see that she needs to be the leader, and
Yeah.
that he's not going to be around.
So
for
he
much
could just
longer.
make his exit.
Yeah, I guess. Which Ben Affleck might eventually do, because he doesn't.
Yeah, I wonder how
he-
he's going to make his exit. There's been word about him leaving. But if he doesn't actually end up leaving in his Batman solo film and isn't actually in that film, then I don't know how they're going to get rid of
Just
him
get Jake
in a
Gyllenhaal.
graceful way. Just
Just get Jake Gyllenhaal.
how about you just make Gordon or J.K. Simmons into Batman.
Oh,
That would actually be incredible, but it would be a really insane parody. It would not be serious at all.
Parker, get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Crap.
Get me pictures of the Joker.
Yeah, but actually, for me, a big surprise was Cyborg, because I thought Cyborg was gonna just bog the movie down and just because they have not really besides Teen Titans, they haven't really established Cyborg that much as a character.
That's
so
right.
I was expecting him to be like not. I was expecting him to
be like
not invest
non-existent.
me
Yeah.
at all.
But
I
he was like
actually-
the main plot point of the
yeah,
movie.
and it actually worked.
Yeah, and he had the most character arc of this whole movie.
Definitely.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, and it was like actually decently done. And I feel like it would have been better if they would have had a whole movie with the extended storyline first.
Yeah.
which is obvious for like most of these characters. It
I mean,
would've
he's
worked
gonna
better
get
that way.
he's gonna get his own movie.
Yeah, but I think that would have helped a lot to establish these characters if they had done like Marvel did and had a
Yeah.
movie for each of
Well,
them.
this is
But-
like seriously, this is just Marvel trying to catch up.
You mean DC?
Oh no,
right?
this is yeah. This is just DC trying to catch up. That's all this
Definitely.
is.
Yeah, but I thought even with the little bit of background that they had on Cyborg and who was it on Flash, it was actually worked pretty
Yeah, no,
well.
yeah, those did really well, and I loved. I loved Cyborg and I love Flash and even Aquaman, who didn't get a whole lot of character development. I did love his character and he was enjoyable. I enjoyed his character.
Yeah, and Jason definitely. It helped that he was the actor because he's a really
yeah.
likable actor.
Yeah, he's just a charming guy. I feel like if they got anyone else, it wouldn't have worked as well.
No, and I really like the way they portrayed Aquaman.
Yeah.
It's very different than the typical like blonde white guy that you typically.
Yeah,
have.
I know. It's different. Yeah, I like that. All right, so that was the good. Now the bad. Do you want to talk about the mustache, or should I?
I mean, so yeah, I don't know how many of you know, but they had filmed some parts of the movie when what's his name,
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill, when he was doing Mission Impossible.
Or they were doing reshoots, and they had to
Right.
bring him back.
They had to bring him back for the Justice League, and he had
He had a mustache. He had a mustache
So
for
they
the
had
movie
to
that he was in.
they had
yeah.
to edit that out using technology, and
Because he wasn't allowed to shave it. Mission Impossible or 007, whatever movie he was
Whatever.
filming, they didn't want. They
definitely
said
not 007.
they
but,
said they said no, you can't shave it.
So there were some scenes. I mean, I was looking out for it, so it might have been a little bit psychological, but there were some parts where I could definitely see just his mouth really weirdly moving, and just his lip. It was just like too smooth, or there were some parts that it really bothered me.
Honestly, I feel like even if I didn't know ahead of time, my mind would have just gone, something's off.
Yeah.
His mouth doesn't look right, and it didn't for a few scenes.
It looked,
you can
it
tell
looked like
you,
a cartoon almost.
yeah, you can tell which ones were reshoots. You could tell which scenes were reshoots. Absolutely.
And definitely the opening one was.
Oh,
It just
gosh.
star's off right with his lips edited in the first scene.
It's like you can't like ignore it. It's just so there, and the problem I have with it is that it's really messy.
Right.
There's just like the plot and the
movie, you mean.
the movie itself is just kind of messy, and you know what, I feel bad because I called it. Going from the announcement of the movie to like the first trailer to like when they said it was going to be released, I kept saying to myself, I'm like, I want this to be good. I want it to be good so bad because DC needs a win.
Right. And I mean, Wonder Woman had been their win.
Yes.
But this was like their big team up.
Yeah, this was their first like real. Yeah, this was their Avengers.
Yeah, and they had they had actually quite a bit of steam going into it with Wonder Woman because they had
Yeah.
had a few
Wonder
like,
Woman.
not good
Yeah,
films,
Wonder Woman was
Suicide
their first
Squad.
win. They just needed that second win, that backup win.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't nail it. This wasn't it. And not just the fact that it's tanking on box office numbers. It made 94 million domestic.
Right. And for any other movie that would have been fantastic, but this movie had a budget of $300 million.
Yes. And that's just the film. That's not
Right.
And that's not like advertisement. And they spent over $700 million on this movie, overall, whether corporate, advertisement, film, actors,
Just
all that
everything.
stuff, like all it together, $700 million, and they need to make that much money they need to make 700 million to break even.
Right.
But the projections right now are only showing they're going to make 600 million. Warner Brothers is going to lose $100 million on this movie.
Which is just insane because I mean this has all their big hitters in it.
Yeah, I know. This like meets all the requirements for box office hit,
Right.
and it just did not connect.
No.
Like there are moments where I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, that's not good, or oh, that could have done better.
See, my biggest thing with the movie is that it had a lot of inconsistencies, and it had a lot of very conveniently timed occurrences where something would be resolved because someone gets there in the nick of time. Like Superman will get there just at the right time, just to.
Spoiler alert! Superman
is in the movie because
comes back.
Obviously, he wasn't going to be in the. No, it's they like did not advertise Superman at all, but it was very obvious.
No,
that's
not
obvious.
That's not 100% true. He was in one poster at some point. Like he was like in one of the the full cameo poster. Like once he was in one of them. Like
okay, so
like really late.
Okay.
So it was like
I don't know. The trailer, there was like a little bit of rumble in the water, and it was like, "Oh, you're here,"
yeah,
or something like that. Which I don't even was that in the movie? I don't think so.
Oh, what? Freaking Alfred going, "You're here," like talking to Superman. No, that wasn't.
Okay,
no.
Yeah, that's okay.
Anyway,
yeah, but I thought like certain things. There was this one other. Just a lot of the combat stuff is just very convenient.
Mm-hmm.
The way things get resolved.
Well, okay, one word.
Just like one example, Batman catching the Flash as he's falling in super speed.
Oh yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I don't know
make
how,
sense to me.
Yeah.
I remember looking over to him like he shouldn't be able to do that, right?
Yeah, it's like how did Batman react in time to catch the Flash?
And how does his grapple hook move that fast?
Exactly. That's just one example.
I have one word for the fight for like the fighting in this movie, anticlimactic.
That is definitely one word. It's like almost going into two words, but it's one word for sure.
It's a compound word.
Yeah.
But
you know some stuff.
It's like I studied words and languages. But basically, and what sums it all up, what sums that idea up, is the final fight against what's his face, Dread Wolf?
Shadow Lepstock. See, that just like shows how kind of unmemorable he was. He was just like what, like Wolf Step or something? Shadow Wolf?
Wolf.
Wolf freaking
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. There you go.
Steppenwolf. There you go. Steppenwolf was the main bad guy in this, and that kind of, like you just said, kind of gives you an idea of how memorable this character was. He had no real purpose for doing any of the things he was doing. He was like, and the thing is though, like,
I mean, he was evil, so
yeah,
he's got that going for him,
I guess. And then it's another one of the tropes where it's this, this power source in the middle of this city with all of the bad guy evil drone things.
And they're alien, by the way, because of course
the parademons or whatever they're called,
something like that.
And yeah, so anyway,
where they've got like the other enemy that's above that's not actually coming down like they have with Marvel, and then it's just like something's holding them back.
Yeah,
like we were talking
about
earlier.
It's not a portal coming from the sky. It's like something happening on the ground underneath them, which I can't even talk about that now because that's just ridiculous. But in the final fight with Steppenwolf, they're all fighting him and they're all losing.
Right.
Because Steppenwolf is
they're
really
still
strong.
They're still like pretty formidable, but they're not quite there. They're
doing
like
okay. Yeah. They're just about equal. Then Superman just shows up out of nowhere with no,
after he's just been chilling with Lois just in the fields, kind of just like she's like, "Oh, you smell good," and he's like,
"You smell good."
And he's brooding, just like.
He's just chilling.
And she's just freaking out over him, and he's
just
like
chilling with his bad CGI upper lip and
just quivering.
But then all of a sudden he just shows up with his costume that doesn't have a big hole in it.
Yeah.
From the first movie, they don't talk about how they patched up that hole. It's just not there anymore, apparently.
I mean, he probably sewed it, right? With super.
It was made out of Kryptonian cells. His suit is, so it just healed itself, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so he basically just shows up. He says he throws out this one-liner. I don't even remember what he said. It's not that memorable. He just says.
Does he say like something about justice? I feel like something
he did.
Yeah,
No, he did.
because of course.
Oh no. He said it was like, well, I don't know about that, and then he turns around and then he's just like, I believe in justice or something like that, and I was just like, I just remember like putting my hands down and like rubbing the bridge of my nose. I'm just like, oh my god.
I think I have to help you put your nose back together. Actually, you were doing it so hard.
I know I was doing it so often because there's so many parts that are just like, ugh.
I know,
What
but
are you saying?
yeah, there was a lot of cheesy dialogue.
Oh no, there and then basically Superman just comes in and just wins.
Exactly. He it's no match anymore.
I know.
He just
It's
by
not-
himself does whatever.
It's not a competition anymore. He just beats the crap out of the guy, and it's basically over. And then there's this MacGuffin at the end where he feels fear, and then all of his dread demons
They just eat him or
they're
whatever.
like they feed on fear, so they're like, oh, he's afraid now. Let's all go attack him.
And I remember you commented during the movie, you're kind of like, where's the fear? I feel like it's more like anger that he would be feeling.
Yeah, I know.
And I agree with that.
I was gonna
just
say
feel
he's getting his butt kicked after this thing that he's been planning to do forever. I would be pissed. I wouldn't be afraid. Are you kidding me?
I know. Why would you be afraid of some guy with really nice hair and a fake CGI lip?
And a really nice butt chin. But man, he's got a nice butt chin. Henry Cavill,
Definitely.
he's got a nice butt chin.
That's
He's
not
got-
CGI.
No, that's all real. That's all Cavill. But no, so so and then it's just
And it's just kind of over then.
it's literally just over after that.
And I remember Lois has a scene where she talks about like justice and light and light and darkness, and it was the cheesiest dialogue that has been done 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, and you know how like almost every character kind of got an after the fight like resolution scene, and you
Right.
kind of saw what they were up to.
You want to talk about Aquaman's?
Aquaman, he's just swimming
What else was he doing?
swimming really fast,
Basically,
and you saw some whales.
I didn't even notice the whales. I was
There were two hunchback whales. There was a mama whale and a baby whale. I'm only assuming
right
because
okay.
one was smaller.
because that helps with resolving his plot a lot.
Well, no, because we have to recognize that he is Aquaman and he lives in the ocean with sea animals.
That's right.
That is his only thing. He talks to fish. Or no. He talks to the ocean and the ocean does the talking.
That's right. Oh, the water does the talking. It's just like,
Batman was like, "Do you really talk to fish? Is that what you're doing?" He's like, "No,
the water does the talking.
no, the water does the talking." And he said it with the straightest face. I just kind of go.
It was just
That was the one part that I'm like, oh, Jason couldn't even sell that. That's
No.
just so bad.
he's trying to sell just like
Anything.
sewer water to people, and it just didn't work.
Like he gets absolutely no development in this
No,
movie.
he did not get enough time. I don't know why they didn't give him more time. He's like a great actor and everything.
Who's the chick he was talking to? Like in Atlantis when he gets mobilized.
I feel like they didn't tell us really. I mean, she was like
She referenced who she
beholden to
was.
the queen or something, or close to the queen.
She referenced who she was and then who she was in relation to who that person that she's related to was a relation to.
right, like the
to-
queen was like I think
to
his
him?
mom or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I know his queen. The queen was his mom. I know
Yeah.
that. But were they supposed to be siblings? I don't know.
They didn't really tell us.
No, they didn't really. And his scene where he's like, okay, I got to fight was it would be her responsibility, so you should do it. And he goes, all right, well, I'm gonna need something from you that easily. After the whole time being, nah, I don't want to. I'm
Just
not
being
gonna do
gone
it
forever.
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
being a loner the whole time
and just being completely against it. It's just like
Yeah.
okay, I'll do it.
yeah. He got the stick in this movie. He got the shtick.
Also, very minor thing, but when Superman finally wakes up, when they revive him, and the four Wonder Woman and the other guys are just kind of like standing there in front of Superman when Superman has just got like his pants or whatever, his slacks, and
Yeah.
nothing else.
His dead slacks. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got Aquaman with his trident upside down. It's
Oh,
like
well-
the top pointed towards the ground, and that was just weird to me. That's just like a minor thing that just bothered me for
That was just kind of that. Maybe just like a weird OCD thing you have.
It probably is, but it was just really weird because usually tridents face up when you're holding them.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean, when he shows up in their first fight against Steppenwolf,
Right. Yeah.
he puts that down to like create the
But I did
the
see
water
another
gear.
scene where it's upright. Anyway, that's just a little
Anyway.
tiny, insignificant pet peeve
Anyway.
thing.
Oh yeah, we don't even see like the Triton before that. It's just I'm gonna need
No, it's
something,
just-
and then the next scene he has the Triton.
That's
It's
right.
like
I didn't even make that connection with
Yeah,
that
no.
being the thing that he needed.
No, yeah, I know exactly. He just was in full gear next time we saw him. And I'm like, what was the thing that he needed? Was it everything he's wearing right now?
Was it a little kiss? I
was
don't
it,
know.
Was it the little keys? No, but yeah, we can go on and on with how bad some of the things were, but we're gonna be here all night. So,
Well, actually, we didn't really talk about Wonder Woman. You want to talk a little bit about Wonder Woman, just a little?
yeah, and I was disappointed a
Really?
little bit. Yeah, and I know Wonder Woman was the best part of Batman vs Superman, and her standalone film was really good. She was dry in this one.
She was a little bit just. I feel like not really there.
Yeah.
In the scenes that she was there, she didn't like feel like very.
And here's the thing.
very
Like,
significant.
she was a good character. Her fighting scenes were great. Blah blah blah. All that crap.
Yeah.
But it just seemed very samey. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't a whole lot of new stuff. She didn't really get a character arc as much. I mean, her whole thing was like being able to be being a superhero and being able to come out and not have to hide anymore, not have to be a hero in hiding kind of thing.
Yeah, and I feel like even the other Amazons, they felt like more impactful than she did in the movie
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, in their short role, yeah.
Yeah, she just didn't feel like as impactful, even though she was like good. It
Yeah.
was not what I expected from
Yeah.
Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
CGI was really bad too.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, especially that one part where Aquaman just like is standing on one of these little flying things and he just like breaks through this building and jumps.
Oh yeah, and
That
he
was
kind of
just-
just hops off him.
It's just all green screen and CG.
No, the one green screen that really jumped out to me was when he takes off his shirt, because it's Jason Momoa and he's probably contractually obligated to take off his shirt in this movie. But when he's about to go back into the water,
Right.
and it cuts from like the wide shot of him standing in the water to the close up, you can like see a little highlight of green around his hair. I'm like, you're already like in the place. You can't just get closer and film what's behind him.
I know,
You know what I
right?
mean? Like, it just seems like that would be easier to do.
It's not that difficult. I mean, it's not going to add that much to the budget. I mean, Superman's mustache.
Probably took up more of the budget than
Then that
Aquaman
would have
scenes.
taken. Yeah, I know, right? Probably
Isn't
even
that-
like how much they paid Jason.
Isn't that sad?
They I don't know, but honestly, at the end of the day, I had a good time watching the film.
I did too. There's enough to make it enjoyable, but the thing is, you have to go with your expectations like really low.
really low.
You cannot go into this thinking, this will be all right. You'll be disappointed, because it's just very like it's very anticlimactic.
Yeah, like you were saying earlier, some critics said it's like messy.
Yeah.
It's just really messy.
Yeah, it's just kind of all over the place sometimes.
Yeah, just
It-
jointed. And a big part of that is having two different directors.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I just feel like the writing was not on point the whole time.
No,
it was very
not always, no.
No, it was very inconsistent.
No, they kept making jokes about how Batman didn't have powers, and it's like he's just rich. And it's like, okay, we get it. He's Bruce Wayne. Yes, we know who Bruce Wayne is. We know he has a lot of money.
Yeah,
we get
you
it.
could have made like one joke, but they did like four.
They did like 4 or
something.
5. Even one at
Yeah.
the end where he's like, "How'd you get this from the bank? I bought the bank." Oh, ha ha. Okay,
And then
yeah,
he
we
like
get it.
says it like one or two more times just to
Then he
like
keep-
emphasize it.
Yeah, then they keep talking about it. It's like, you could just do that? It's like, yeah, I mean, yeah. And it's just like, yeah, okay, we got it. You could have just ended with, "I bought the bank," because you're Bruce Wayne. Of course you can. I just did not care for Batman in this movie. He was not good in this movie.
I didn't care too much for Superman either. He just seemed dry.
There's a lot of, it's just,
I was surprised that I actually cared about Cyborg. I care about Flash, and I mean Wonder Woman to some extent.
yeah.
But
Aquaman was fun.
but Batman and Superman.
Like
were
the two like head pieces of the Justice League
right.
are like the most forgettable characters.
It's just not handled well,
No,
and that's kind of like just DC in general right now in the movies. In
That-
the movies.
yes, yeah. All right, so now we move on to the nerdier aspects, and this one's a lot short. This will be a lot shorter, but just some of the nerdy nitpicks that we might have. One that I really had at the end that I was
Okay.
really mad about. The first after credit scene. Spoiler alert: there's 2 after credit scenes. So
Oh, no.
stick around
Oh, no.
for the second one, even though the first one is better.
Evan, take a deep breath. You'll be okay.
But okay, so yeah, the first one is it's an homage to the old to the comics and the old cartoons where like the Flash and Superman race.
Who's faster?
Who's the fastest man alive? Exactly. And I was like, okay, well, they're gonna do this. I don't really need to see the outcome, but this is a nice homage. That's nice.
And they had Flash warming up, and there was some quips, and it was a good setup.
Yeah, it was nice. Like, it was kind of nice back and forth. Like, it was nice. And then they start to go, and Superman is flying,
Straight on, hands forward.
hands forward, feet off the ground, and I'm like, no. I started yelling. I was like, no, that's not right. No, not Batman. Superman should be running because he ran in everything else.
They should both have their feet on the ground, like in the comics.
Yeah, like in the comics and in the cartoon. It's about who's the fastest at running, not who's the fastest.
In general, right?
Yes. And I mean, also the Flash run animation was.
I was about to comment on that.
Yeah.
Earlier, they had this just like 5-second scene of him running.
Yeah, and it was, like, and it was
his
near,
bones were falling apart.
and it was
or
near
something.
the end when they're kind of going like, oh yeah, and people will be who they want to be or whatever.
Yeah.
And
It was like his body couldn't handle it or something.
he looks like he's running on a treadmill that's going a little too slow to make it look like someone's running fast.
And
Do you get what
that
I'm
treadmill is like on an earthquake or something.
It's like his arms are going way out to the side. It looks like he's like throwing something, like
It's
like
just
side
really
arming
weird.
something. He's not. It doesn't look like he's running, and it just looks so gumpy.
Yeah, definitely. It's
Looks
just like
so
I don't
gumpy.
know what. I mean, there's so many running, just like not animations, but animations because CG.
Yeah.
I feel like that was probably CG. It
Oh,
didn't. It
some of
didn't
it.
look real.
So I mean, well, no, I mean,
Just him running.
some of
in
the
that scene.
some of the effects around him, yeah, like that was definitely CG. But I mean, him himself, yeah, that was him running, and he just
Wow, I've
he
never
just,
seen
he just
anyone
needs
run
to
like
get
that.
better at looking like he's actually running. That doesn't look
and
like,
not just like convulsing.
oh gosh. And then the very last credit scene, we were introduced to Deathstroke,
Yes.
Slade Wilson, who's the counterpart to Wade Wilson, the Deadpool character.
Right.
Or that's where Deadpool is based off of, a much more lovable character. Now,
Unfortunately, they also reintroduced Lex Luthor.
yeah, probably
Played by-
the least
No.
favorite character of Batman versus Superman.
I don't know why they're bringing him back. They should have just had like this little scene where he hung himself in prison or something, because I just did not like that character.
I mean, honestly, they could have just recasted him. No one would notice.
No.
No one would care.
But they had to remind us he's a thing, and he's going to be a thing in whatever next movie he's in, probably
Apparently.
the Batman movie. And
Yeah, because
I'm just
because he
disappointed.
basically he talks to Deathstroke and he said basically references about starting the Legion of Doom,
Right.
and that's the
Evil
Justice
equivalent.
League version. That's like
baddies.
for the bad guys, and which I'm worried about now because it's going to be him, Deathstroke, freaking Jared Leto's Joker.
Oh, I hope not.
Lord, I hope not. I can't. And then the thing, Dwayne the Rock Johnson's gonna be Black Adam.
I thought he was, what's his face, the sniper dude, Deadshot.
That is
No. That
that's
is Will Smith.
Will Smith, dude.
Oh, man, yeah.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson got casted for Black Adam, and he's not making in his debute's not going to be in a Shazam movie.
Okay.
It's going to
here
be
was
in
the quote.
Suicide Squad 2.
No, there's not going to be a Suicide Squad.
There
2.
is.
No.
And that's
No.
where Black Adam's going to
Are you kidding me?
show up. I wish I was kidding.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
I wish I was kidding. It pains me to say it.
That's too bad. Well, thanks for watching our podcast.
For watching.
For watching with your ears.
Watching with your ears.
Watching
yeah.
the sound waves with your ears.
Yeah. If you have any suggestions for what we should talk about next time, please let us know. We'd love to get you guys involved and see what you guys think would be a good idea to for us to talk about.
Talk about it, and hopefully not be a little bit too triggered about. I mean, there was a little bit of emotions.
I think we kept it pretty.
I think we
pretty
did. I think
tame.
we did. Well, yeah, we could have been like strangling ourselves.
I'm a little sick, so I feel like that probably kept me back a little bit.
Maybe, but yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next week, I guess.
Yeah. Goodbye.